Meeting to order. We'll have a roll call. Doug, we'll start with you.
Doug Iverson, Vice President, soon to be former Alderman.
Nancy Baird, member.
Janet Bosco, member.
Travis Lippo, School District Representative.
Lisa Weeks, President.
Tiffany Brault, County Board Rep.
Nancy Bell, Library Director.
Excellent. We'll go ahead and take a look at the meeting minutes from March 10th and March 19th meetings. If you've had a chance to look over them, are there any questions or comments on them at all?
I'm curious why that motion carried with only 3 votes.
Which one?
The approval of the minutes for February 17th.
Oh, because it was still a majority, even though it was
So
because
it's
people
only a majority
they
who's here.
abstained.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay,
Good question.
I mean, we could do that then anytime. It's kind of scary, I guess. Yeah, anyway, okay, because if 4 came, which is a quorum, then 2 would pass.
Yeah, we had a
something.
quorum, so the vote was fine.
But then 2 would pass something out of 8 if we only had 4 there.
But if they
No,
all,
you need you would need 3.
but it's different. We're just doing the minutes. That's just for the minutes.
No, I don't think it's different for passing a vote. I mean, passing a motion would be the same no matter what motion it was, I think. Anyway, don't care.
I don't actually know.
If there are no questions about the meeting minutes, can I get a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the
I'll second.
minutes from February 17th.
Not February 17th.
Oh, March 10th, I'm sorry.
March 19th?
Yeah.
Or just one?
Just March 10th.
Okay. And Travis seconded that? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion is carried. Can I get a motion for the March 19th board meeting minutes?
I'll make a motion for the March 19th minutes. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay, I was just gonna make sure we didn't have any commentary on that. Did you
Second.
second? Okay. All right, all those in favor? All those opposed?
And I'll abstain because I wasn't at that meeting.
Okay, fair enough, the motion carries. Okay, and there's nobody here for public comments, so we will move on to the director's report.
Cool. We have the amazing children's librarian Linda Kramer here to regale us with some updates for all of the awesome stuff that she's doing.
Is that now?
Yeah.
That's your whole report? Wow.
Yeah.
No, I listed you first.
Okay. Well, I do have some props, so I'll just like go over here and grab things as they are appropriate. Anyway, so first of all, thank you so much for the absolutely remarkable opportunity to go and partake in the Public Library Association's 3-day conference in Minneapolis earlier this month. Wow. Inspiring, moving, educational, enlightening, fun. It all just doesn't even begin to describe the impact and the import of being in a space with 6,000 other people with big ideas and big passions and big skill sets. Like, that was really inspiring, and it was just so uplifting to be with people who are on the front lines and they are driving and creating excellence in libraries across our entire country in really creative and collaborative ways. So it was just really amazing. So I'm really grateful that I was able to go. It's a biannual conference, so San Diego in 2 years.
So we should start saving our pennies, is what you're saying.
Honestly, what I would tell you is the whole time I was there, I kept thinking, oh, I wish so-and-so could be here. I wish everyone could be here to take this stuff in. Because even though I went as a youth services librarian, I did go also with some assignments or some requests for some specific sessions to attend. And what I found is that everything was applicable in every way. So it really, especially in small libraries where we all kind of do everything. So it was such a valuable and uplifting and inspirational time. Here's one of my broadest takeaways. As librarians, we are proximally positioned within our communities for delivering collaborative services, support, and all things good to create connected, healthier, stronger, well-informed populations. And wow, we get to do that. So what did my day look like? Well, We stayed at the Royal Sonesta, which sounds kind of fancy. It wasn't super fancy, but it was actually pretty nice. And but we weren't there a lot. My husband did come with me because we have friends and family there, so that was kind of fun too, to have, have someone, a co-pilot for driving and all that stuff. So anyway, so what did a day look like? It hit the indoor downtown Minneapolis Skyway, which is an indoor walking trail all through downtown, at about 7:30 for the 20-minute walk to the convention center. So if it's raining, I didn't have to go down. I didn't have to go outside. I didn't have to figure out where to park the car. Got there, parked the car. Left it there. So that was kind of nice. So it would take about 20 minutes as long as I didn't get lost. It was terrible. It was one of the jokes of the conference was like, did anybody figure out the Skyway yet? But anyway. And so the days would start with a nationally recognized keynote speaker to open the conference. And the first day, this was just absolutely remarkable. I have these little props here. They did a little newspaper for each day of the conference. So Brian Stevenson, he wrote Just Mercy, and it was adapted into a feature film. That movie, he was there, and he was incredible. And libraries were one of the most important community access points for him as a child, as an adult, as a college student. So it was just so powerful to listen to him. So it was amazing. And then the conference was closed out on Friday afternoon by another nationally, probably internationally recognized, North American, nationally recognized Chef Sean Sherman, who's native Oglala, and he's doing all this work to create these actual entire ecosystems to support native food culture. So with jobs, with production, with everything, and restaurants.
What was his name?
Sean Sherman, S-E-A-N Sherman, yeah, and he's doing amazing stuff in Canada and to reclaim the entire culture through food and language and education and jobs. And, we all know what happens when people actually have what they need. They become amazing human beings. Anyway, so that was, just a little bit of the structure. After the keynote, then there would be all day until 5 o'clock. You could go to specific sessions or you could go to the exhibit hall, which was crazy big. Here's a map of the exhibit hall. It was crazy. It was just incredible. And there was a book buzz and there was a how-to stage. So sometimes, they actually did the schedule so there was some room in between the actual sessions. So you would have time to go in there and check some things out, learn about these little 20-minute sessions, which were really great too. So that was really great, really well organized in that sense. Okay, so so I attended sessions specifically for youth services, but then I also attended some other things. Dedicated to teen spaces, readers advisory for nonfiction, and positive staff management stuff, so by request. And so they had this super handy app, so I was able to take notes on the app, and then when I got back, I could share the notes, and I could share the slides of the presenter with anybody who wanted to know about it. So I was able to bring the conference back as well. Yeah, and like I said, so much of the content is just actually applicable to everyone in the building. So here's a highlight. One of my favorite sessions was called Building Joy-Centric Libraries, which wasn't by request, but it was more of a management thing, but I think it's a culture thing, so it's for everyone. Anyway, so what can joy do for libraries? Increase staff retention, improve staff morale, build customer base, encourage innovation, prevent burnout, and build holistic service models. So that was, it's key to individuals, institutions, and communities, celebrating staff ideas, interactions, and moments at every turn. And that just keeps everyone engaged and involved in the whole service environment that we cultivate. So loved that. We haven't talked about that one yet.
know, I'm so
We haven't
excited
talked
too.
about that one yet. Yeah, that was so cool. And then, here was one of the outcomes of kind of this joy-centric thing. So COVID was a bummer, and somebody said, well, we can't do anything, so can I just bring some plants to work? Brought some plants. And then everybody started bringing plants. And then that grew into plants being put in little things that they would then give to patrons when they came to do their curbside pickup. And this led to that and that and that and that. Long story. They ended up having the farmer's market in their parking lot. Like there were all these iterations and growth phases of it. And so just crazy amazing when you open to joy and inspiration. And then the other, like, this is in regard to a couple of sessions that I went to, more youth services oriented. So I was really excited to learn about multiple libraries and their library systems and their counties, creating programming and resources to support early childhood literacy and skills development so that kids are ready for kindergarten. And I don't know if you see the data, but literacy rates are really dismal these days. Yeah, it's really an issue. So St. Louis Archway, Missouri, they have created a county-wide literacy initiative called Gateway to Reading. And it's county-wide, and it's a big county. There are a lot of people in it, a lot of towns, a big population. So they've developed these leveled literacy kits that support parents and caregivers to actually become a tutor for their child. And then it's supported with decodables and information about literacy, as well as interactives and actual literature. Because decodables are a tool, literature is literature. So it's all in the package, and they've developed this leveled thing where if you start here and you do this with your kid, and you work through these things, you should be ready to read by kindergarten, and then there's support at, in grade levels, early elementary as well. So that was really cool. They also do in-person programming to support the literacy skills and tools. So that's really cool too. They bring it to life and engage with people one-on-one. The other one that I was really interested in is in California. It's a county-wide effort. It's called Play to Learn. So they got together with schools, libraries, daycares, and I just want to give you some numbers. These people are always really big about having their data, which I love. Anyway, so this Play to Learn covers a population of 1 million with 660,000 children, 0 to 5. It encompasses 15 library branches, 81 elementary schools, 256 pre-K seats, and 383 early learning centers. Now have free 90-minute classes once a week. And parents and child attend. And what it is a, whoops, I don't have that page.
Somewhere else.
Well, anyway, basically it's a story time with lots of toys and interactives and quips to get parents excited and caregivers excited to be like, when you're playing with your kid, you're not just playing with them or being like, oh gosh, now I have to spend time with them. It is a whole learning experience when kids are playing. Developmental skills as well as social emotional skills, and all kinds of stuff is happening when you're playing with kids. So I thought that was really cool. Now those are at scales that are not doable right here in Ripon, but that's okay. So a lot of this stuff is already going on in our library with the Romper Room and with early literacy-based story times based on the Every Child Ready to Read model. But I think, we've talked about this a little bit, we can go to the Winnifox library system and say, hey, we saw all these examples of these really amazing collaborative efforts going on at a larger scale, and what could we do in our library system to, one, maybe have someone in every library who's trained in early childhood literacy. I mean, I have a little bit of training, I train, when I say trained, I'm talking about like a couple of online classes, So anyway, so we're bringing back things. And then the other big fun thing about the conference was breakout sessions between the offerings. So there was like, you could go to that exhibit hall, and I gave some feedback to our primary vendor because they needed some feedback. They're growing. And the guy, like, he's like, wait a minute, let me sit down. And he got his notebook and.
He emailed me today.
Did he? Okay. Good. Is his name Bill?
No, it was Colin.
Colin.
Yeah.
Oh, well, anyway, I thought it was Bill. Anyway, sourced a vendor for potential future improvements to the romper room and they had so much pretty furniture and kids' play stuff. I was like, even though I just have. Sampled some new electronic offerings from Playaway like Tony's and Quest and stuff like that. Heard a lot of exciting and insightful book reviews from publishers. Enjoyed the PLA Lounge, which was like time to connect with other libraries, and sometimes they have little conversations going on, so you could kind of hear what was going on. So it was just so well run, and got inspiration by looking at other, other libraries. It's just LA County. Come on, we can do this. At PLA Lounge, they had little cards you could write support for Minneapolis after everything they've gone through and stuff like that. So it was just super cool. Lots of already made, resources that we can just borrow from, save us lots of time. So much stuff, so many resources that came back. And I also met my new best friend, Katerina Pavich from Alaska. We just were like, what it was. It was just, so anyway, so I'm grateful, gonna plan to do it again, we hope. And I also just want to, at this moment, say thank you also for, the board's support with the renovation, because I don't know if you've checked out the children's area yet. People are loving it. It's not a big, fancy, metropolitan city with all kinds of installations, but children and their caregivers are ecstatic. They feel so valued, they feel safe, they feel comfortable. And it's providing me with so many opportunities for more direct services to people, to like, this is the space where you look for the information or you look for the resources. So it really is super exciting. I'm super grateful that I will get to enjoy this for at least a few years before I retire. I was always like, it's gonna be done when I'm ready to retire. I don't know, it's really
You
sad.
gotta stay on now, yeah.
So anyway, yeah, it's really great, so, yeah.
Did they have any unanimous ideas for Baker and Taylor, for the loss of Baker and Taylor? Was that a big topic?
Oh, no, but a lot of Baker and Taylor people are now working for Libraria.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
We
so
do order
that's
from.
where people
so
are heading maybe.
Well, Follett and Libraria and, what's,
Ingram?
Ingram, yeah.
Yeah.
So Follett talked to me, they were trying to be very convincing, I don't know. It's really hard to switch, like, it takes a while to get set up with a vendor, it's kind of a big deal. So
You're working
I'm
through
gonna
that.
stick with Libraria for a while.
Okay.
They do have some good things on their platform, and Colin is now on my request, so thank you.
So, a little bit off, but not
Yeah.
much. Notice that you're starting story time in the new children's wing, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm the only one, you and I are the only one in this room that were there when you came and made that faithful request about renovating the children's area of the library, I think in 17 or 18. So like
No.
it was way before COVID.
Wow.
It was my first alderman appointment as on the board. It was in the Jurgensen room, and Desiree Bongers was there, a former library director, and you came in, you made that pitch, and we considered it, and within, I would say, 3 months, we decided to go crazy and do it all.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
had no idea what it was gonna cost.
I didn't remember that was before
It was
COVID.
way, because Marty Farrell was on the board.
Wow, anyway, yeah.
And so it's been a long time coming,
Yeah.
and I've been over there and I've seen the children's section, and it is really great.
Yeah. It's not
People
quite
are
done.
telling me, when I asked them what they thought, they really enjoyed
Yeah.
it. is
Yeah.
really nice, and the kids were having a great time there.
It's working
So
out.
you caused all this.
I know, I got to say, when Adam, after we got the grant and Adam said, okay, the other plan is off the table, we can just start from scratch right here. Everything is back on the table. I was like, oh, excuse me, I've been wanting to do
Yeah.
this for decades.
And I know there was a lot of, I realize now there was a lot of mechanical problems with the building that
Yeah, there's a lot of
weren't really
deferred
brought forward to
maintenance.
the board. And so we couldn't really plan for it.
No.
But we're addressing those things like the heating duct, insulation wraps in the heating duct,
Yeah.
and a number of other things
Yeah.
that I think will position the building going forward for many
Hopefully.
decades of,
Yeah.
with some basic upkeep will just be really amazing for the community.
Yeah, hopefully, because, I mean, it's, do I say it's deferred maintenance and
It was.
hopefully,
Well, the whole city's full of
hopefully the whole
maintenance.
city can, yeah, get back up to speed and maybe.
Would you tell the board about this super exciting outside thing that you've been working on?
Oh, yeah. So, Ripon Noon Kiwanis, I'm a member and I'm actually on the board and have been, I think I've been a Noon Kiwanian for like 10 years now, I think, almost. Anyway, so there's the annual children's fair that I get highly involved in, and then they also, Noon Kiwanis made a $5,000 donation for the renovation, and because we didn't really have any naming rights at $5,000, what I landed on for them so that they get recognition with that amount of money is, it's called a Born Learning Trail, and it's a project of United Way. So really, it's just the United Way Born Learning Trail is a tool for caregivers and kids to be active and to connect and to learn while they're outdoors. So I was able to get the Noon Kiwanis logo on the signs, as well as Drexel Building Supply. They're going to supply the posts, and they're going to help me install them. So that should be done sometime very soon. And then it will be unveiled, if that's what you want to call it. Kids to Parks Day is May 16th. It happens every year. It's a United Way moniker, or what, I don't know what you want to call it. It's what they market it under is Kids to Parks Day. So I'll do some stuff with Ashton up at the Senior Activity Center, and then later in the morning, Noon Kiwanians will be at the library with a table with snacks, and they'll just be greeting people.
So where is this?
It'll be behind the library, so it's going to start at the trailhead, where
Yeah.
where the concrete path meets the Northwestern Trail. It'll start there, and then it's comprised of 10 signs, and they're in English and in Spanish. And it'll just zigzag down the sidewalk down to the lawn in the back. So,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, so all on
Yeah.
library property,
Yeah.
not out
Yeah.
at the trailhead? Okay,
Right.
Okay.
Right, it's on the sidewalk. So, yeah, so that's coming up too. And we're moving.
And we're
And we're
moving.
doing all sorts of, stuff. Anyway, yeah, but it's all good. Grateful, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you, Linda.
okay, you're welcome. I'll go walk my dogs now.
Thank you, Linda.
Yeah, of course, thank you so much.
Yeah, so thankful that Linda could be here and surround us with enthusiasm. And you can actually even, I think, you can see some of the great things that she's already doing in the community engagement highlights. So she ran the Seuss Spectacular, which was actually the very first event that Linda ran in the news space. You can go if you want to, or you can stay, whichever you prefer.
I'm a little bit curious.
I'm just bragging about the Seuss Spectacular.
Oh, yeah.
How well attended it was. 51 people attended. Linda had out a bunch of activities, a little photo booth as well. I have pictures in the board packet for what exactly all went on. So you can see people enjoying the space. There were 51 attendees, and over 150 people participated in the actual activities as well. Like we had 150 instances of participation. So that's just one of the fantastic things that are going on right now, in addition to regular story time. To talk more about our general stats. Our stats actually significantly bumped up compared to February, which I think surprises no one with our week of closure. But even looking back to, back in September, which was like the last month we actually had a patron visit count, we're really comparable to the same amount of usage during that time period. Our circulation actually increased. You can see actually that our extra money spent in digital items is paying off already. We've eclipsed 30% officially of all of our circulation is now digital. Yeah, so 31% is digital, 69% is physical items at this moment. So we were lucky that we actually thought ahead and put money into the digital materials when we did. Our online usage, our computer sessions were significantly higher than they were in previous months. So people have come back and flocked back to the library to use the computers, especially almost 15,000 minutes of computer usage. Our meeting room use is actually comparable to last March. We have about the same amount of meeting room use, even though we're only down to one meeting room right now. So people are really missing the meeting rooms in the larger spaces. We had 93 meeting room reservations with 152 hours of usage just in the month of March. So once our other meeting rooms finally reopen, I can only imagine that they'll be even more heavily used. And then we had 17 total programs with 756 participants, which is huge for us. Some of those are due to the Susie Spectacular. Susie also ran the local art showcase, which had 53 attendees at the Little White Schoolhouse Museum, and was sponsored by Eden Vista and Ripon Dough Company. That was such a fun community event, and people were already asking when the next one is. People, and Susie was, okay, calm down. We have a lot of stuff we gotta do. Would love to do this maybe annually, but we'll talk. We'll figure it out. But it was great to see all of the artists actually connecting with each other and wanting to build more community with each other, so that was lovely. Other things going on, Murray Park Mindfulness Project. Linda had provided supplies, inspiration, and entry information in the children's section about the Murray Park Mindfulness Project. Ashton was seeking child-created art so that they could put it on signs and display those signs in Murray Park. So that was lovely. And then Linda also provided a story hop along the park trail at the Early Bird Kiwanis and Parks and Rec Bunny Hop, which was attended by about 300 people. Let's see what else is actually in my written report. And then we have, so coming up this week on Saturday, April 18th, I think Linda and I will both be there, is the K-pop party for teens at the Boys and Girls Club. Susie has activities and snacks. There's 3D fidgets that are printed as prizes. It's going to be a blast. Registration is still open, so if you know any teens, get them registered, call the library, and we'd be more than happy to have them. Myself and HR manager Mary Vesley, we are attending the Ripon High School Career Fair next Thursday on the 23rd. We're going to be sharing a table to represent both the city and the library. I reached out to the iSchool and UWM to get some information about going to graduate school and the different careers you can get with your master's in library science as well, so I'll probably be talking a lot about that kind of stuff. And then also coming up in the future this summer, Susie is also planning a historic downtown walk in collaboration with the Historic Preservation Society, Ripon Main Street Inc., and Diverse Options, and the Little White Schoolhouse. So more information to come on that, but it is a huge undertaking with all of these agencies together. They're thinking of doing it 2 weekends in the summer and having, borrowing the Diverse Options bus to bus people up closer to downtown so that they can walk site to site more easily. But yeah, so more information to come later, but that is also in the works right now. Staff updates, Paige Claire Lupke resigned with her last day being March 31st. So we are currently in the process of hiring another Paige. Claire left us unfortunately because she's in college and she's busy. Just to be super honest, she's like, I love being here, but I also need to focus on my schoolwork.
How long was she here?
She was here for almost a year, I think, just under
They're
a
not
year.
lasting longer than that, too much.
No, yeah.
Maybe at the high school you
Yeah.
can,
I thought she was there longer. She was so good.
She was very good. She was very good. But yeah, her 1-year anniversary was coming up next month.
You
Yeah.
should page people in at the high school.
Yeah.
Would you like to be pages? Right, at the high school. I mean, that's what you're looking for, right?
We can. I mean, so Ben and I just did 2 interviews on Monday, so I'm hoping to move forward with one of those candidates and then moving forward with the hiring process shortly. And then Ben and I are revamping our page training and how we onboard people. So hopefully we can onboard people and then have them doing everything faster.
Well, and right now, maybe you
Yeah.
need someone with very strong arms for the next year.
We'll sneak that into the
How much
application.
can you
How much
bench?
can you
Yes.
bench? How many squats can you do? Yeah, so that is everything in my director report, if anybody has any questions. Okay, bye. Thank you, Linda.
Bye, Linda.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we can move on to the financials.
Okay. Did they not get printed?
I did not see them.
And they weren't online either, I didn't see them.
They weren't online, I
They
got them
weren't
today
attached.
from Sean. Let me pull them up here. Is it this one? Let me open it. Thank goodness for technology. Let me just download it real quick. Okay, so you can see we only paid like 3 checks this month. With the clerk being so new and having the election coming up in April and learning all of the processing and accounts payable, we came up against a hard deadline where I think our list in April is going to be very long for all of the catch up that was happening. So right now it only has 3 things, and it would be, I think, some paper that was ordered at Grant's Package Hub, our energy bill, and then our phone bill is all that's on there that month, just because all of the bills got delayed through the process. So not that exciting, not a huge deal, it wasn't included in the packet originally. And then this would be just the breakdown of the budget right now. So none of this is that exciting. Here's this. Only some of these numbers, like most of the numbers were like at 26% or under, and we're only at 25% into the year, so that's totally normal. The only one that would probably jump out is probably this professional services one, but that's because we pay $41,000 to Winnifox for our annual costs. That's why it's 89%, because that's almost our entire budget. And then other things on there, the publications, dues, and subscriptions is a little bit over at 36, but again, that's because we front load that cost with the 2,000 to the subscription company. But otherwise, everything is looking pretty normal, regular. We're spending money at a more regular pace with the vendors being online again. Cool. And then the other financials are just the library, the general library fund at ACF is still almost at $800,000. We haven't touched that one at all. Whereas the renovation fund is the fund that we have been dispersing money out of to reimburse the city as well as purchase furniture. So that one is only at $450,000, which honestly, if you think of the amount of money that has been dispersed out of there, that's not too shabby, actually.
No.
And then I know it's always on the agenda, but the Winnifox fund balance hasn't changed since January of this year. It's still sitting at $4,058. We haven't spent any money since our last computer purchase back in October, November. So that's why it's not even included in here, because it's identical, so I didn't want to waste the paper.
Okay. Fair enough. Any questions or discussions about the financials? Okay, we'll go ahead and move on to discussions and possible action on renovation project. We'll start with a renovation project change orders and associated work. the ceiling tile replacement in the lower level, other items as necessary. Let's see, I saw something on the change orders.
Yeah, so it's not a change order yet, but it's this RJM construction. The subject title is Project Ripon Library Change Order. It's not a change order yet.
Oh, okay.
But it's just under that titling is how they're quoting this out.
Okay.
So there are ceiling tiles in the lower level. So when they go down and they change all the lighting out, they're gonna have to take the ceiling tiles out, run conduit, and in the original bid, it said to basically just reuse the ceiling tiles. A lot of the ceiling tiles in corridor, what is it, 118 and 109. So on the map, so this is the Nash room. So it's this corridor that leads outside, and then it's this corridor that's right outside the romper room as well. So those two hallways have really bad ceiling tiles, and so if they remove them, they're not gonna fit back in because they're so like damaged. They're like warped and damaged, so like once they take them out, it's gonna be too fragile to put back in. They're just gonna snap. So they have quoted us for those ceiling tiles. The work in replacing all those tiles would be $4,065.12. And then the other area that has even worse ceiling tiles is in this book sorting room in this corner. This is otherwise known as the Friends main showroom. Yeah, those ceiling tiles are completely concave. Like they are a full U shape in that
Probably.
room. What is that?
They're probably 20 or 30 years old.
Yeah, they're like original.
Yeah.
So there are two options there that they have suggested, the first of which being just getting all new tiles, which would be $5,324. Or what they could do is we removed so many tiles in the main level children's room, which they took down and just put off to the side in case they could use it later in the project. So they could go in and change all of the gridding, so like the little metal spacers that the tiles lay on, because all of our tile downstairs is different sizes, because of course it is. So they would need to go in and change all of the grid work, and then they could use the tiles that we had from upstairs and put those back in.
Which are probably also old, would
Which
be
are
my guess.
also old.
So it might just be us to
For
go
saving,
down.
Yes.
what?
$800.
$500.
It would be $800.
Yeah.
I have also been personally told that an individual donator would be willing to donate $5,000 towards a replacement for the tiles in the Friends workroom.
Wow, very nice.
Let's do that.
Let's do that. We approve.
Yeah, I know we had to vote on it,
Yeah.
but sorry, there was my hand. But if feeling that reusing older tiles, and we have to cut them, wouldn't we? Or not?
We wouldn't have to cut them. They would make the grid fit the tiles.
Oh, I see, yeah. Well, I think just replacing it is the best. I mean, if we're not talking, what was the total cost then?
So it would be the total cost for replacing both sets of tiles in the Friends room and the corridors would be $9,500 something dollars.
Let's just do it. It's not a large sum of money, and they're all brand new then. And because if we're doing all this work, let's not be cheap and reuse tiles that are gonna have to be replaced down the road in a few years, and literally in a few years, no doubt.
Yeah, it'd be
Okay.
more expensive most likely then.
It'd be more expensive. They're here now, they're falling apart. What do you want us to do? Let's just change it. And if that person does then decide to donate money anonymously or however, then that could go apply to this and then lowering what we're paying to have it done. And that's a very generous. But I won't be here next month, so.
You're free to spend the money.
Let's spend it all! Well, get out the Amazon account.
Any other comments on that, or?
No, that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, I agree with you. I mean, we don't want to kick the can.
I mean, I understand about being cost, watch your pennies, but at the same time,
They're pennies.
they're, in this project, they're pennies, and it's an area that people use. And they go in the Friends room downstairs, once every 3 months for a book? Oh, let's not have it look like crap,
Agreed.
okay? I mean, because you know what? We'll all be dead when that has to be done again. Sorry, Nancy, probably you too.
I might be around.
You might still be around.
We'll see.
And you'll talk about that crazy mortgage you had. But let's just do it because, I mean, doing it on the cheap, I mean, I get watching your pennies, but doing it on the cheap has a cost that's even greater than paying it now.
Yeah.
And I wish people would understand that. Yeah, we're gonna do cheap now. It'll be fine for a while, but you know it won't be because then you're replacing it again, cheap and cheap and cheap, or you're doing it right the next time and then you're paying more money. Okay, so.
Alright,
So we're gonna make the motion.
What's the
I'll make a
total?
motion to,
Yeah, I wanna, what's the total? So, is this option 2 or 3?
Yes, it's 1 and then 2
Yeah,
or
but
3.
then it's saying that the, does not include the addition of any additional title purchased. What does that even mean?
That's because they're gonna reuse the ones and just redo
We're not
the
doing
grid.
In
that.
3,
Yeah,
but we're picking 1 and 2. Your motion is
Correct.
to do 1 and 2.
Yes.
Thank you.
yes.
right,
Okay.
And I'll second it.
let me just
First
formally do it.
name.
I'll make a motion to accept option 1 and option 2, and for the total cost of, what was it?
$9,389.52.
$9,389.52. We are going to do everything new, we're not reusing the old stuff, we're not gonna change the grid to fit the tiles, we're gonna do it all new. So option 1 and option 2 for the amount of $9,389.52. That's my motion.
I'll second.
Thank you, Nancy.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion is carried. Right, so on to discussion and possible action for the temporary library closures related to the renovation. Authorizing the library director to temporarily close the library for electrical service work. Approval of a temporary library closure scheduled for June 1st to June 6th of 2026 for collection, relocation, and reinstallation. Can you give us a little bit of detail?
Yes,
what that is?
absolutely. So these are 2 different closures. So the first one, the electrician needs to do a change of service. They need to fully take out an electrical panel and install a new one. So we will be without power for at least 1 day. So if we could, I still don't have the actual exact date. He's working with like the power company to give like a slate of days. So once that's chosen, I would like to choose one and then get the word out as soon as possible so more people are aware of what's going on. So because I don't have that date, all I can ask for is that I have approval to close the library for that reason. Otherwise, we can handle it like an emergency closure, which would be whenever I find out, and I would contact a member of the board for that specific
Is
day.
it sooner than the other week closing, you believe? It's coming up soon.
Yes, they
Okay.
want to get it done in the spring,
Okay.
is what I understand. So either later this month or May would be my understanding of it. And then the other temporary library closure, that would be to move everything back up out of the basement. This one is actually a more difficult move than the last one we did, because we also have to move around the basement. And we didn't have access to other spaces to move things to. So in the first phase to the second phase that we're in right now, where we moved materials into Nash and Silver Creek and the children's room, Susie and Andrew primarily, as well as Claire and Leah and other staff members, were able to start disassembling shelving in the adult section and moving that into Nash to make our week closure be faster and more efficient. In this move, we don't have that opportunity because the children's room is full, and then we're not allowed into the adult section until the punch-out list is completed, which won't be until the week before Memorial Day. So we will have the week of Memorial Day to do as much prep as we can before we actually close for a week. So we would definitely need at least a full week to do the move in reverse. And we also have to clear out the staff workroom and the romper room and the Nash room in the basement in addition to the regular public spaces.
So that they can do things in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we will go upstairs and then the renovation will move downstairs, and then we have to do some shuffling around of different workspaces just to keep
Which will
everyone
probably
working.
continue as you, past the closing time, you'll
Yeah.
continue to shuffle things around down there.
Yes, yeah, we have a very aggressive timeline, actually, to start figuring out how to move things around, starting in like 3 weeks for staff to move into the romper rooms so that they can, like, the construction company is being wonderful, actually. They're really working with us so that they can get into certain rooms so that we can move into those rooms so that we can reduce our amount of closure time. Just so it's almost like a little bit of a shell game Tetris situation where and when can we fit and how will this work? So
back to the one day for the electric,
Yeah.
they will not work on Saturday or Sunday, I take it.
I do not believe so, but if they do, that would be great.
I mean, on Saturday would be better than a weekday, I would think, if they would give you that option
Mhm.
for the one day.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
If they don't,
Yeah, they just haven't given us any level of dates, and I've been asking for them.
Well, I'm sure
probably
the
in-
power and light, because they have to shut it off, and then,
Mhm.
then they do the work, and then they have to come in and look at it, and then they turn it back on. So they'd have to be available on both ends of the day, so that's probably not gonna happen on a Saturday.
Yeah, I was gonna
No,
say
yeah.
that'd be like
The power and
overtime.
light, yeah, I don't think so, but it was worth it.
Yeah, it's worth a shot.
Yeah, yeah.
Friday.
Yeah, all they can do is say no.
All right, any other questions, comments? Can I get a motion?
For both.
Well, I'll make a motion to allow for the closure for the electrical work at the director's disclosure.
No, I'll second that.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion is carried. All right, can I
Aye.
get a motion of approval for the temporary closure in June?
I'll make a motion to approve that for the temporary closure in June.
And there's a chance that might be changed with those dates? Or are you set on those now?
We're locked in to June
Oh,
1st through the
okay.
6th. We're
Wow.
pretty locked in with the construction company and even like the furniture delivery bookending it to
Wow.
make it, it's all a very delicate
You
system.
got it correct.
Nice little balance you got going on.
Yeah, that's why our timeline is like.
Okay.
I will second it.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion is carried. All right, on to discussion and possible approval of renovation-related invoices, 2 from PRA, 1 from Henriksen, and then also dispersing funds from our various, well, from the renovation fund. Okay, so, let's see. Take a look at the PRA invoices first. Should start with that first, 'cause it's right on top. Okay, so PRA is an invoice for $2,919.52. And then the other one, oh, it's okay, I see, 142.68. So the first one is, let's see, project travel reimbursement, meal reimbursement, and then these are,
Just general architecture fees.
thank you. Okay. And then,
So that's $2,919.52.
yes, total. And then-
Okay, we can do that one first and be done with it.
Yep.
I can make a motion to approve the PRA invoice number 202603115 in the amount of $2,919.52 for general architectural renderings, travel and meal reimbursement.
I'll second it.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion is carried. All right, and the second one?
And the second one is just the project travel reimbursement when they came out for a site visit, just to check up on what is going on.
Oh, I see, it's on the back.
In the second phase so far.
All right.
Okay, I'll make a motion to accept the travel reimbursement for PRA invoice number 202604061 in the amount of $142.68.
I'll second.
Thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion is carried. Well done. Now, Henriksen.
And then the Henriksen invoice, this is the second half of the already approved 50% down payment that we made on furniture. So this is the second half of that payment, but it's just released as a second invoice.
Is it as expected? It didn't go up?
Nope, it's as expected.
I'll make a motion to approve the Henderson invoice 25070352BL for $33,294.95.
I'll second it.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion is carried. All right, so we're gonna move on to the next one, if there are no other questions or comments.
You have to approve dispersing.
Thank you, I'm gonna move on to the next dot. Dispersing funds from OACF renovation fund to reimburse the city for both the PRA and the Henderson invoices with the total of $36,357.15.
I'll second it.
I need someone to make just.
Oh, I'll just make the motion, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
thank you, that's okay, I read it all,
Yeah.
so I
I will
skipped on
second
it.
it.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion is carried. All right, now we can move on. So, you know, as we all know, this is Doug's last day
Yep,
on the
most
board,
likely, yes, forever,
unfortunately.
yep.
And we all just wanted to take a minute to thank you for the service that you had. Breck was unable to be here, so he sent me something that he would like me to read. Serving on the city council for years and possessing important legal knowledge, Doug played a vital role on the board when push came to shove and critical decisions must be made in a timely fashion. He displayed courage and balance when under pressure. We will miss you, Doug Iverson.
That was very nice of him.
And I just want to say that I appreciate and I thank you for your dedication to the library and to our community. It's truly been a pleasure working alongside of you. Your perspective and dedication has really left a lasting impression on this board.
Good, thank you.
Thank you for everything you've given, your contributions. I already said that. I just want to wish you the best of luck. And as someone who was in your district, I am very sad to see you go.
Thank you very much.
I just wrote your card.
Thank you.
Anyone else want to?
Yeah, I'll jump, because I've only been on the board for a short time, so I've only known you for a short time, but I really appreciated your knowledge and, you know, your input in these meetings, and I really, really appreciate your support of the library, because I think our libraries are so valuable to our communities. So thank you for all the work that you've done, and hopefully I'll see you around the Fond du Lac School District maybe.
Yeah, maybe, whatever shape it ends up in.
Yeah.
So how do I get on 10 years? Well, when the bylaws state no more than 2 3-year terms, well, that's 6 years. I can do basic math. Because you get appointed as a council and you stay on for those 4 years, and then you're on for a trustee for 2 other 3-year term, and then you're off, someone else has got to fill that, and then you're back on, so that's 10 years. That's how you do it. So this is why I'm saying I think I'm probably, at least in recent memory, the longest serving library trustee. It's not normally works like this, but that's the way it is. And I personally think you should be able to serve more than just 2 3-year terms, because I think you lose institutional knowledge of things that's happened in the back. You know, not everyone's going to want to serve forever, but there might be someone who wants to serve for a couple of years, a couple of terms, and then maybe come back later, and they have that institutional knowledge of the way we did it in the past or why we did it like that, even though I'm not a big proponent of doing what we did in the past, but it's sometimes important to know why. That's just my thing. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any agenda items for future library board meetings? Okay, and then I just need a motion to,
I don't think it's official. Close it now. Yeah.
okay, so can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I will second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion is carried, we are adjourned.
Is he been doing this or not? Are we?
The lights
Did he
off.
ever turn it on?
Yeah, we are.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, they can just do it from there.
Yeah, there was, Riley's